So I'm having a chat with a couple of members of Starsailor. How are you guys?
Good, thanks. Good to
Yeah,
chat
great.
to
Thank
you.
you.
Good, great stuff. So we've been playing a new single of yours. It's the title track off your new record, Where the Wild Things Grow. Tell us a little bit about the single, first of all.
Um, well, it sort of came into being during lockdown. I was sat with my acoustic guitar listening to all the creepy noises and sounds of nature that suddenly came to life when the busy the busy traffic and the busyness of the normal working day was suddenly silenced. And then sort of developed it on my own up to a certain point. And then once I brought it to the band, it went up another level as usually happens. Like they were sort of brimming with ideas to, and Rick as well, the producer, Rick McNamara, to sort of play on that um, the ethereal lyrics and the theme of it, and it become this sort of otherworldly epic.
Nice, nice. And as mentioned, that is coming off your new record, which is out this week. What can people expect to hear when they get a chance to take a listen?
I think where the wild things grow is a good indication of the kind of record. I think the production on this is pretty massive. You know, I think we've got I think we've got like a batch of really interesting songs which mold really well together. You know, I think we've got the upbeat tracks like with Into the Wild, which kicks off the album, which is like kind of bluesy Led Zepp ending, which we've never really done before. And then we have like the cinematic where the wild things grow, and then kind of the punk kind of pop of Dead on the Money, all uh, underlaid by great lyrics, I think.
Yeah, I feel like it's an album of extremes where we've obviously got fans who love Fall to the Floor and Tell Me It's Not Over and those more upbeat moments, and then fans who like um Way to Fall and Love Is Here. And there's always that temptation to try and write music that sort of is a hybrid of the two and takes into consideration those two types of fans that we had. But I think we decided on this album to really serve the song, not worry too much about that. So the heavy moments we've gone sort of full on with that, and the delicate moments are very delicate. I think it makes for a better album to approach it like that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And this is what your sixth record, I believe, now. How have you guys and how has the music evolved since the start through until now?
Oh, it's massively changed. I think when we did our first album, Love Is Here, which obviously went on to be really successful, that was our first time in a studio where we obviously did demos around the Northwest and stuff, but we didn't really have a clue of, we were kind of, the producer was the headmaster and the leader, really. And I think over the years, we've really grown into, we've grown as, I think you grow as a band, I think you grow as musicians and as writers, and I think we just keep developing. I know it's a cliche, but I do think this is our best work.
Good, good. I'm sure your fans love to hear that. Now, you get the chance to play these tracks live as well. You've got an album launch show this week, but you've got a UK tour coming up as well. I bet you can't wait to be playing some live shows again.
Yeah,
Um,
it's been gonna be great.
yeah, I think it's always that added bit of excitement as well to have these new tracks to share as well, and to um also because obviously it's not easy to completely recreate the studio tracks in the live environment. So it'll be good for people to hear them with that extra energy that only kind of being in front of a decent crowd can bring about. Um, so yeah, it's a really exciting time, but nervous as well. We've been living in a bubble for a long time, as far as this album kind of sort of isolated from people's reaction to it. Obviously we've released a couple of songs and had some nice feedback from them, but as far as the whole body of work, we just hope that the hard work has paid off and people connect with it.
Yeah, I'm sure. And once these dates are over and done with, you've got some festival dates as well. How do you cater your festival sets in comparison to the tour?
I think we're one of them bands where I know a lot of bands, and we've toured with a lot of bands who won't play the big hitters. We ain't one of them. I think you just go and you just want to have a good time with people, don't you? If it's like a nice sunny afternoon, you want to play. You know, we're going to play Falls to the Floor. We're going to play good soul and Starts Easy. So we just want to have a bit of a good time with everyone, really, and not be precious about, not playing your hits.
Yeah, I think there might be room for one or two songs from the new album, but like Stell was saying, any more than it's a bit alienating to the people who are there at the festival to see other bands or just to soak up the atmosphere of the festival. You want to give them something familiar.
Especially if you've only, if you play 45 minutes, you just kind of want to hit them really with a good 45-minute electric set, really.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. Well, I'd like to talk a little bit about the writing side of things as well. So for you guys, how do tracks normally start off?
I think it varies really. Sometimes I've got a fully formed idea and sometimes it's just a little verse or um even a riff that's sort of taken to the rest of the band. And then we kind of develop it from there. Stell is heavily involved in the process and the direction of the songs, particularly the heavier moments. He tends to have a clear vision of how those kind of songs are going to turn out, even down to the production and the mixing stuff. Um, and then they kind of leave the lyric writing to me, except if
That's
it's
for the best.
except except if it's a lyric they particularly dislike, and then I have to change it. It's like it's not sort of done by committee. It's just like, oh, really, can you change that? I really don't like it. And you're like, 9 times out of 10, it's like, all right, fair enough. It's only one line.
Yeah, we have a good. First and foremost, I think we have a good friendship. We've been together since 1996. Me and James and Ben.
Yeah.
So it's nearly 30 years. I think we get to the point where we trust each other, and we all have our moments where we're like, oh, you know what I mean, where it's not quite right, and there's a bit of tension. But we're good friends, and I think we go to the pub after and we brush it off.
I think I think it's really important as well to get the core elements right and then um sort of elevate it from there. So we sit down and make sure the chords are right and the lyrics and the melodies are all as good as they can be, and then start worrying about what the bass line should be, what the keyboard should be. Because especially with the heavier songs, it's easy to sort of fall into the trap of thinking, oh well, this isn't quite up to scratch, but if we put a big riff on it, or we make something happen in production, then it'll be all right. We've always sort of got worked hard on the core elements before we start.
I think we've always
Um,
had the philosophy that, haven't we? If it sounds good just acoustically,
yeah,
it's a good song in it, and then everything else on top of that is a bonus. I think.
absolutely. And I think that sort of hard work, finding the direction of the song always pays off because it's starting from a good foundation.
It's sonically more interesting, I think, this album, because we've really experimented with different soundscapes, haven't we, as well? We've
Yeah,
really sort of got into the Juno kind of sound and the little triggers and stuff like that. And we've never really done that before. So I
it's
think it's an
been
interesting production for us.
it's been good to bring Barry out of his comfort zone as well. I think
Yeah.
some of the keyboards are really interesting on the record, and a bit more odd sort of timing wise and stuff than maybe
Yeah.
he's done before. So he did
I think he's back his best
contributed a
work.
lot. Yeah,
I definitely
definitely.
his best work. Yeah.
Let's hope he can play him live.
Yeah.
Trust me, he's gifted. I think he was grade 8 when he was 15, so he's all right.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. And with the lyrics side of things, Jim, how easy do you find it to write lyrics to the music that's already there?
I'd always sort of have a theme in mind already, so it's rarely a sort of completely blank canvas.
Mm.
But it is, for me, it's definitely the hardest part of the process, because you're trying to tell a story or convey an emotion, and make it all coherent and as poetic as you can. But yeah, I think definitely already having a sort of mood to a song like Where the Wild Things Grow sort of helps to conjure up different images as you, like I say, as I'm kind of developing the second and third verses and the songs developing, then it definitely helps to have that sort of more of a canvas to work from.
Yeah, definitely. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure having a chat with you.
Cheers.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.